Oh my, that's crazy. It's already that time of year when the clock's about to switch over from 2021 to 2022. And you're like, hey, where did all this time go? Right? So here's what we have now. We're going into a new year. Now you see all these things. My best year ever. Goodbye last year. Last year was garbage. I'll tell you what though, your new year is not going to be any better than your last year unless you do things differently and you got a plan to attain different. So that's why I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm here to talk about something that's so incredibly important. It's what bridges the gap in between what it is that we want to have and where we are now. It's something called goal setting. Goal setting has been proven to be the bridge in between where you are now to where you want to be, right? But sometimes like, well, I don't want a goal set. Well, why don't you want a goal set? Well, a lot of times it's hard on our ego. We'll set our mind on something, we'll go out there, we'll achieve it. We got the best intentions, and then all of a sudden heartbreak comes along. Next thing you know, the pity party comes in. Oh man, I'm not doing that goal setting stuff no more. Oh, why not? Yo, I'm not for me. Yo, I'm too cool for this stuff, right? So I'm gonna simplify it and I'm gonna show you 4 easy ways that you can do your goal setting. This stuff is proven to help you get what it is you want. So that's where now you gotta ask yourself, have I been giving it all I got? Is there more left in the tank, more potential that I don't wanna take to the grave with me? Because if so, let's devise a plan on how to get that for you. Okay, so here's a couple of little things we want to do. First, we want to grab a pen and paper. And the reason why that's so important is we have all these ideas in our head, but until they go pen to paper, I'm wasting my breath and you're wasting your time. Let's be real. So now what we want to do is we want to figure out what is it that you want to do. Is it 1 or 2 things? Is there something that's really important, or is it a combination of a few? So let's think for a second. What was the last vacation you went on? Right? Jamaica, Mexico, snowboarding, whatever it was. Did you just roll out of bed and, oh my God, 2022 best year ever, I magically made it here? Absolutely not, right? What happened was this: you decided you want to be somewhere and then you put together a plan to get you there. So again, the first part of our goal setting is deciding destination or destinations. So if you're not too sure what it is that you actually want to improve on, here's a few things that I like to run by, which would be my physical and mental health. You know, are those things improving and getting better? Spirituality, maybe your financial situation. You want to get yourself out of debt, get some investments going. How is things when it comes to work? Is there things you could be doing better at work that's going to make your life better? When it comes to your business, maybe your relationships. How's things with your spouse, your significant other, your kids, your friends, your family? Could those use some improvements, right? And your personal growth and your self-development. So again, the first thing we have to do is decide our destination. And again, the part that's insane is we'll generally spend more time picking out a Netflix series we want to watch or where we want to go than we ever put dictating our life. And that's insane. Okay, so step 1 is what I call the what, the when, and the why, right? So that's step 1. So now you've got your destination. Again, let's call it Ocho Rios, because now you know you want to go to Jamaica. You've been very specific and you want to nail this in. You can't just have a vague goal. You want to be really precise about what it is that you want. The more precise you are, the better. Now, the next part is the when. You know, when do you want to hit this by? And let's just say it's a year, or let's say it's 6 months. Also have yourself little time stamps, little check-in points. So let's say it's 12 pounds you want to lose. Well, that's easy. That's a pound a month, and it helps you see whether or not you're on track. So you want to be very specific about where you're going and then when you want to get there. Same thing with a vacation, right? Now, the last thing that you want to do, this one's most important. This is where a lot of people make a mistake. This is what I call your why. You want to write down, why is this important to you? And the more important your why is on this goal, the more likely it is that you're gonna be there. If you just kind of want something versus somebody that's like, this is like life and death, this is like oxygen to them, the person that wants it more is gonna get it. So you're gonna write down why. Why is it going to make my life better if I get this? And why is my life going to be not as good as it could be if I don't? You know, and think of your selfish reasons as to why it's meaningful to you, and think of your selfless reasons. Like, okay, if I work on my communication skills and managing conflict, how's that gonna make my relationship better at work and when it comes to my kids and when it comes to my work environment? Right? So you want to know, again, you want to know what, be very specific. You want to know when you want to hit it by, and you want to know why is this meaningful? Because I guarantee you, in the pursuit of anything worthwhile, life just has a way of challenging you to kind of ask you, how bad do you want it? And your why is what's going to pull you through those tougher times. So that's why it's crucial. Here we go. Now we're gone to step 2 of our goal setting. We want to know what is it we're up against. So now we've got step 1 done. We know our why, our what, and our when. We want to know, what are we up against? So if we're here and we want to go here, what stands in our path, right? And we want to anticipate these ahead of time, because the more that we can anticipate them, and we can be proactive in setting ourselves up with systems and things that's going to help us overcome these hurdles. So you want to be creative. That's pretty much what step 2 is about. What is it you're going to have to sacrifice in order to reap that reward? You know, is there things that you could do, like people that you could listen to that's going to help you achieve that? Can you get yourself a coach, a mentor? You know, is there people that's going to help you maybe not hit that? Like if your goal is sobriety, should you hang out with people that are getting smashed every weekend, right? That's probably not going to help. So you're trying to think right now ahead of the time, what is it that I'm going to run into? What obstacles are going to be there? So you want to be proactive, be creative, and think ahead of time. What stands in my way? Is it education? Is it resources? Whatever it may be. Here we go now. Step 3 of our goal setting comes down to steps and action plans. That is, what is it that you can do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis that's going to help you hit these goals, right? And sometimes it's also, what is it that I need to stop doing that's taking me further away from these goals, right? And that's why they say that we are exactly who we are based off of what we have done and what we have failed to do thus far in life. So therefore, if we want different, we have to do different. So now again, how am I going to get from A to B? What are actual steps that I can do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis that's going to help me get there, right? So we want to essentially plan our work and then work our plan. It's challenging being our own boss and our own grown-up. We're very good at having other people tell us what to do and following orders, but adulting 101 is us telling ourselves what we want to do, overriding these emotions that we have, which generally take us down the wrong path. So that's why we want to use a scheduler and use something that's going to help us consistently along the way take these exact steps in order to get there. Here's the last and final part to our goal setting, which is step 4. This is what holds the glue to your plan, and this is what I call accountability and coaching. And this is where we're looking for, who is that I could talk to? Who's your supporting staff that you could check in with daily, weekly, monthly to make sure that you're hitting the goals that you need to? You know, coaching. Is there somebody that you can get that can coach you along the way? Some of the best pro athletes have coaches. They're probably onto something. There's a reason as to why they do that, right? Or a mentor. Is there somebody that you may not know, but you can still at least go to or at least listen to, who's walked the same road that you've walked, and you can listen to how they hit it, right? So you want to plug into coaches, mentors, and have a supporting circle. Next thing that you want to do is have yourself a journal or a scheduler. I like using a schedule, and also I like using, it's called the Best Self Journal. Again, this has daily, weekly, monthly check-ins. It was given to me by a good friend of mine, and I love this thing. That's basically your reporting process. Another idea is for you to have something set up, which would be rewards and punishment, right? So if I do X, I will allow myself to do this, right? Or if I fail to do this, then I will either sacrifice this or give this up or not let myself do this. So you set yourself up with instant rewards and punishment along the way, because generally we can only think about 3 to 6 months out. So therefore, to solve that instant gratification problem, give yourself little checkpoints and rewards along the way. So again, this 4th and final step is just your accountability and your coaching. And that's you coming up with things that's going to hold your feet to the fire, that's going to keep you guided in that right direction, because believe me, you can and will get derailed. The number one cause that I think personally makes it so people don't hit their actual goals and the dreams that they want is the lack of focus and clarity. That wraps it up. That's your 4-step process, like super concrete, that's going to help you achieve whatever it is you want to be. So you're not going into 2022 with a hope, right? You're going in with an actual concrete plan that's going to make sure you nail it. So again, just the thing is, pretend you're going on vacation, figure out where you want to go, your what, your when, and your why. Right? Step 2 is to figure out what's the obstacles that stand in the way. What are you going to need? Step 3 is your actual action plans, where you're going to do daily, monthly, weekly, your habits that's going to help get you there. And step 4 is your accountability. You know, who's going to help hold your feet to the fire, and what people can you lean on or lean towards that's going to help you achieve whatever it is that you're after. And just real quick, a couple of resources which I think are great when it comes to, again, dictating your future and where you want to be at. There's a book called Compound Effect. I really recommend that one. Atomic Habits. It's really, really good. Then we got getting yourself a schedule, so you could write in your plan. You plan your work, you work your plan. And then there's another great book. My buddy got it for me. It's Best Self Journal. This thing is phenomenal as far as you deciding where you want to be and then following that plan to help get you there. So that's it. Don't wish your life better, make it better.